Yes, welcome. This is Mary with Seer. This is your November 16th to the 23rd, 2019 reading. Apologize, I'm a day late. I was going to do them last two nights, and just the energies, I had so many downloads. I just didn't want to put any more like channeling through because it was kind of overwhelming, but that's just about me. Let's talk about you. Okay. So just the news in the collective, I don't know if you know this already, you may, that there's a shift that has happened for you, and it's beautiful. It seems like if you've been struggling in your darkness, that it's time to come out. I mean, you have the opportunity to come out. That's what I mean. You have an opportunity to get past some of the stuff that's been holding you back. Okay. And it's weird because I'm not really sure if it was astrological or if it was karma or both. Maybe it was both, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with Broken Arrow here. And Broken Arrow talks about, it's like a gate opened. I think you probably feel it. You feel a difference, right? So, Broken Arrow talks about putting your arrows down, putting the arguments down, because actually things are being worked out and there's resolutions that are going to be coming forward, and it's going to kind of surprise you. So let me just tell you about the history of the Native American thing about this. Broken Arrow talks about, when tribes, they would reach an agreement, they would travel agreement, they would break their arrows. So it was a promise not use their arrows on each other. So you're being asked to put your defenses down, that you no longer need them, and that to start thinking in the way of talking things out, because that's the way things are going to be rolling for you. Just be open to it. I know that sometimes Taurus aren't the best people to talk about their feelings, but if we don't deal with our feelings, we're being run by what we do to avoid them. Does that make sense? Okay. So, sometimes it seems scary, but it's not once you get used to it. It's like just doing something new, and you do it every day, and you do a little bit, and then it becomes part of you, and you become grateful for it. But that's just my view of it, Anyway. Yeah, embrace the energy of peace, because you can have it. It's up to you now, okay? You don't have to fight. But there is something else about the energies that you're around, and there is a need to decide who you're going to allow to take from you. But I think you might have already gotten that message. For some reason it feels like it. But it's going to come up if it needs to. So anyway, these are just to help, because the energies are so big and they're changing. Bask in joy and light. And this is summer card. So this is the same as a sun card. So you may be finding, so there could be a seasonal thing, like in the summertime, things could be getting much better for you. But also, there are some seeds that you planted that are going to be coming to fruition. I don't know what that means, but maybe you do. Maybe there's something you want to go back and fix, or go back and repair. Maybe there's somebody that you want to go back and try things over, because at a certain time, maybe you had a few good years, and maybe the last few years just, I don't know what happened, but maybe there's something like that. There's a business that you want to restart, or there's seeds that you planted, ideas you planted. But it's time for happiness now. You have to believe it's there, You have to believe it's obtainable, because it's already here, okay? The peace is here. The happiness is here, okay? Also being summer and enjoying, this is abundance. So if you've been struggling, not having enough, this is about the seeds you planted, not what somebody else has, okay? This is about your journey, and I just want to make sure we focus on that. The third card is some of the trials and tribulations you've been through lately. Have you kind of decided what you're willing to be committed to, and who you're willing to be committed to, and who you think is not? Well, I don't want to say it this way. That maybe we should question if we're going to commit to everybody if they're not really worthy. I know that kind of sounds bad, but sometimes we have to make those decisions. It's just the way it is. So being devoted and committed, you have to be willing to go the path and back. But first of all, you have to be willing to be devoted and committed to yourself. You don't have to be anything, but if you want the change that these are showing that you've been asking for, okay? And everybody deserves this. We just have to do the work. I had a message, but it kind of... Okay, there's two messages. One of them was you have more You have more information than you know because you actually are a sage. And let me tell you about Tauruses that I've seen in their power. Wow. You know, Tauruses in their power, this is where they're balanced, they're emotionally balanced, and they're open, and they're reciprocal, and they're devoted, and they do not let their passions get the best of them. Okay, we all have to deal with that. You know, whether we're Taurus or not, a lot of people have different placements that make them more prone to that kind of thing. So it's not just Taurus. Okay, but the Tauruses that I've known that have been in their power and been balanced, money flows effortlessly. They have long-term, stable, happy relations, family. They have property. They have good jobs. I mean, so I don't want you to think, what am I going to get out of it? Do you want the life that you came here to do? I mean, Taurus, one of your life path. Well, okay, so here's an example. I'm Gemini. I'm about communication. If I'm not communicating, I'm not really living in my power. That's one of the things. So we have all these different aspects. Taurus is about abundance. And I know a lot of Tauruses that, because I have them in my family and stuff, I have a lot of interactions with all different people, but some of them have been struggling with abundance and family and relationships, but a lot of them haven't been emotionally balanced. I mean, when I'm not emotionally balanced, I do stuff that I shouldn't do, and I'm not trying to dog anyone. I'm just supposed to give you this message, okay? I try to reflect it on me and what I know, because I want you to know that what you want is attainable, and that you may have been, I don't know why it hasn't come yet. Maybe there was lessons that you learned in the last year or something that had to be learned so you could get out of your own way. A lot of us had to learn those lessons, and they've been tough. They've been tough. So, all right. So we're going to just go ahead and move forward now. The other thing is, this was one part of the big download I got last night. I slept like hardly at all, but I was really tired, and then I just started getting all this information. One of them was that everybody has more than they know on how to heal themselves. So being a sage is also going within and saying, how can I do better? Stop asking other people. That's for someone specific, I'm sorry. Because they don't know. Obviously, you figured that out recently, right? Okay. Only you know what's good for you. You and your higher power. What did I come here to do? Why do I feel lost? Okay? Why do you feel lost? Start with that, and then move from there. Do it only as much as you can. Take one little piece at a time, and then take the next piece, and then take the next piece. But if you're not doing that work, you're actually unraveling yourself. So everybody's like that. If we're not working on something, we're unraveling it. Okay. So this is Six of Swords. This is moving to a better place. Could be going on a trip overseas too, or a vacation. King of Swords is, well, could be an air sign. It could be somebody embodying this power, this energy. King of Swords reversed is about, it's about somebody that's emotionally abusive. But this is somebody, a masculine energy that's really, really intellectual. I mean, it could just confuse you with thoughts and words and information. Okay. Here's a Nine of Pentacles. This is usually a single female. It could be a male, but it's feminine energy, typically, that has, maybe she's your ex, or she's somebody's ex, but she she like picked herself up and is kicking butt and like has a house and has a really good job or her own business, raising her own kids. She's doing fine by herself. This is not somebody that's dependent on anybody. And it kind of looks like this might be somebody that you admire. Or maybe this is who you want to be. As complete. Of course it's obtainable. Of course. Anything you want is. The Magician. Reverse. So this is about using our powers of manifestation to create for ego reasons. So it would be if you were trying to get somebody to, it's like a codependent thing. Here's a good example. A narcissist uses this a lot. Like, I don't know how much you know about narcissism, but they talk about their next source of energy because they're like energy vampires. So a narcissist is going to do anything to get near you or sleep with you or use your stuff or take money from you because that's what they do. So it's not really about who you are, it's about what you can give them. So that's what this magician person is, okay? Or the energy that embodies that. Wheel of Fortune is, this is a change of fate. And this could be your fate to had gone down this path and you had all this, you could see good, you could see bad, you saw some good, and then boom, your fate changes because it was time. And then, the Lovers. And we know, this is a Gemini card, so Gemini, air sign. But it's also the card of finding your soulmate, Maybe there's a soulmate that you want to move towards. Or you really want to find I already said that. Or it could also be a family member that you love dearly, Okay. So, looks like somebody's been kind of hard on you. Now, that could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But it could be somebody embodying that energy. Somebody that's real negative, but real manipulated with their words and with their energy. Intimidating, really intimidating. But it's like an intellectual thing. It's not emotional, okay? There's a difference. Okay, Ace of Swords. So we're going under the Six of Swords. So there's a truth that you realize, it looks like, recently. Or this also the sword of truth is you're cutting people out. Could be both, okay? It's a new path, a new truth, and a brand new sword. See, there's been some stuff tied around it. It's a beginning, so it's a gift from the divine of truth. And somehow it's interesting, it has this vine wrapped around that's tied to her crown. So, it's like the truth kind of, like, maybe you got a downloaded truth in the last week or two. Or maybe it was in the last year, who knows? Because information comes in groups. We get another one, we get more information. Okay. Emperor. So, wow, this is good. So either this is an Aries card, but could be actually masculine energy. This could represent you if you're masculine. That you realize what you need to do to come into your power. Maybe you are coming into your power. So you're looking at, we're going to look at these cards flipped because it kind of looks like they might have been what helped you see things for some reason. Okay, so anyway, Emperor is like, this is the master builder, okay? This is a guy, I got stuff. Yeah. He's orderly, he does things, he has a plan, and he works the plan. Okay, but this guy doesn't doubt who he is. This guy doesn't, or energy, whatever. This energy does not doubt if he's worthy or anything like that. Okay? Taurus. Just because you're worthy. But it has to start with you. You can't expect somebody to make you feel worthy if you don't feel worthy. This is for somebody in particular. Okay, here's the 3. Okay, so I feel powerful and all that, and I'm here. I got my sword of truth. I'm cutting out stuff that I need to. I'm moving to another. Maybe you're actually moving residences. You're packing up the truck, but you wish it was an air balloon. Yeah. Anyway, you're packing up the truck, and you're saying, when is stuff going to change? This is the Three of Wands reversed. I'm still getting the same old thing. Well, we do have to allow the energy to catch up. And if your energy is not stabilized, oh yeah, lady, right. But if it's not stabilized, you will, and you're going back and forth and you're kind of reliving some of the old stuff in the way the thinking patterns used to have. It will keep it from, so it'll be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it depends on how long you stay in the old state of thinking, how much it drags you back into that place. So, and also people, if you're still engaging in some activities that you know we probably shouldn't be, that's going to pull you back. Okay, so consider how bad you really want the success. How bad you want, well, your peace, your communication, your abundance, and your own abundance. Not what somebody can give you or leave you or anything like that. Not what you have to compromise who you are over. And and the devotion. Because Taurus, we know how devoted. That's one of your signs. When Taurus is in their power, that's the husband everybody wants. Everybody wants. So choose your partner wisely. Don't just choose Miss right now, Mr. right now. Choose wisely. Because when you're in your power, everybody wants you. And you have to make sure that you're not going to step out. And because then that'll mess up your whole plan. What use is a good plan if you're going to mess it up when you find something great because you get tempted, because maybe you should have waited. You know what I mean? Anyway, commitments and all that. So, King of Swords. And the best thing to do if you're not sure, then wait. And if they can't wait, then maybe they're in warrant for you, right? King of Swords reversed. Let's talk about this manipulation right here. Queen of Cups. So, looks like you have 2 energies that have been maybe crossing you, confronting you, manipulating you. Oh, it's manipulation. Okay, so we talked about the King of Swords, right? Let's talk about the Queen of Cups. Now, she's a water sign. Could be a feminine energy. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But let me tell you about it. And it doesn't have to be them. Feminine energy. But let me tell you about this. This person could be jealous, vindictive, really manipulating, but just, you can't always catch it because water signs they're experts. It's like air signs are experts with information. Water signs are experts with emotion. So they can trigger people emotionally with hardly even saying anything. It's mind-blowing. So this is somebody else that, and this kind of makes me feel like these might have been the people that you're considering cutting out or that you have, okay? All right, so let's get another card here. Let me put these back so I can keep my brain straight. 9 of Pentacles. So this is a really interesting deck. And so 9 of Pentacles in this deck kind of looks like, okay, I'm in a friggin' wheelchair, but I'm still moving forward. So you might feel like you're battered and beat up, but it looks like you're okay, let's see here. You're moving away from this. See that? Different direction. Beautiful. And you know, this is Earth. So Earth, you know, is slow. Tauruses may not meet, or a lot of Earth signs don't move very quickly as far as change things, because especially Taurus doesn't like change. But I think there's been a lot of change forced upon you. Yeah. Anyway, you are making progress. So, I know it doesn't feel like it, but as long as you're staying here, as long as you follow this, everybody falls off their path and you mess up, but you got to have more towards the direction than not in towards the direction. Because if 80% of your energy is moving towards the target and doing what we're talking about, opening up and doing the good works, you know, for you, and you only spend 20%, it's still going to drag you back, and you wouldn't go as fast as you could go ahead. You were not spending that 20% there. But remember that 20% can totally end it where you have to start again. So that's the risk you take if you decide not to go all in for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay, it's like if you're speeding, you run the risk of getting that ticket or dying in a crash, but you might die anyway, so there you go. Never realized that I'm too optimistic. Anyway, Knight of Wands here. I know, I can almost hear what you guys are saying. That's right. Knight of Wands reversed is, well, this is somebody that, well, it's been in and out. This person, this may have been your energy. I don't know. Could have been, maybe you were sleeping around, lying to people. Maybe that's why they're asking you to be devoted. But see, all right, I'm just going to say this once and that's it, okay? But I have to say it. When we do that, we dishonor ourselves the most, okay? When you have to look outside of yourself and multiple lovers make you feel better about yourself, you got a problem. I'm sorry if you don't like that, okay? Because that's just my opinion, okay? Just my opinion. Because if you look at the people that do that, are they happy? That's it. Period. You can, challenge me. Yeah. Take the people you know are doing that and see how happy they are. How good they feel about themselves. Because confident people don't need to do that. Alright, so here's the last one in this line. The Hermit reverse is talking about not being able to look at the actions. And I don't know if it's... And this could have been somebody doing this to you too, Taurus. So, it could be flipped either way. You were the opposite party. I think it really depends on whether we're talking about female or male here. But Hermit reverse talks about somebody not being able to look at their own behavior and change it. Really see their part in it, okay? Well, we don't take the time to do that, then the cycle keeps repeating. So if you find that you're repeating the cycle over and over, you end up being with people and either they cheat on you or you cheat on them. Because a lot of the reading's been saying that, a lot of them in the collective. So I'm not pulling that out of nowhere. But if you find that that's been happening, then there may be some decisions. Did I pick the right person? Did I wait long enough? Or either side, did I know this person well enough? Did I stay in a place where I was in power, where I could make the decision to leave if I needed to? Or am I dependent on this person? Those are really important things to ask yourself. Okay? Okay. Excuse me. 9 of Pentacles. So this is great because, I'm so sorry. Allergies. 9 of Pentacles. Still there. Let's see, hang on. I'm just going to clear my throat off camera. Sorry about that, Taurus. Redonkulous. Alright. So 9 of Pentacles. Let's talk about this. This independent, abundant person. I don't know why we have this. 8 of Swords. So this is a card of anxiety. I don't know if this is somebody you know. And for some reason this is causing you anxiety. You have the Page of Pentacles. So this is an offer. Page of Pentacles is an offer. It's an opportunity. It's a new contract. It's a job offer. It's an offer. I'm so sorry. Pages are about communication. Hopefully I can just talk through it. Pages are about communication. And if you're asking if my energy is different, it is. We went through that 1111 portal and I got like, it's like somebody opened up a new line to communication through this, my divine guides and all that stuff. Also stepped up my allergies. Hey, okay, so Page of Pentacles, a new offer. So maybe this is somebody you want to make an offer to. Maybe somebody from your past or somebody that you've been admiring that you always want to offer. Maybe it's somebody that you know and it's a friend, or something like that. And you have anxiety about making the offer big time. This is like at night. See the moon's right there? The moon's putting all kinds of Well, kind of illusions in your head. But the moon also talks about not knowing things. So maybe you haven't talked to them recently, and you don't know what's really going on in their lives. Queen of Swords. So I don't know if this is an air sign, but let me tell you what this is. Could be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. So it's a feminine energy, but there's some signs that are still pretty masculine. Gemini's masculine, even though they can be feminine. You know, they're pretty strong. So the Queen of Swords is like, she's been through it. That makes sense that she's coming under this, because she may have gone through some stuff and she just became completely independent. And now, you can't come to her with anything but the truth. Oh no. She's got two swords. One sword to cut you out and one sword to make sure you have the truth, okay? Yeah, this is somebody that is not going to put up with riffraff and any lies, but she's on her way to being the Empress, and I love this because it's like she's in between the stages of the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. That's what I heard another reader saying. That I was like, that's so cool. Or she's between some of them. And so you go through all the process and then become the Emperor or Empress at the end. So, so sorry. There's something here, Taurus. You know what you're worth. You know. Somewhere down deep in you, you know that you're the Emperor. You know that. But your actions don't. It's like your confidence doesn't reflect it. And I want to ask you why. What's happened to affect the confidence? Okay? So, the second thing would be, okay, here's some examples. Because of the way my relationships, the way I've been, people have broken up with me or whatever, what was your part in it? Did you show up like the Emperor? Or did you show up like a page? Or like the player? Or, whatever. I'm just putting that out there. And were you independent, or were you interacting codependently? Okay. So, Queen of Swords, I can see why that would make one nervous there. So let's talk about the Magician. Let's talk about this person that's been creating with ulterior motives. Well, Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is, so, as long as somebody's still in this energy, okay, creating for ulterior, okay, so maybe you say, I really want to get back with my ex, but I really need a place to stay too. So I wouldn't normally approach her, but because I really need it, I'm going to do that push and tell her how much I love her. And maybe love bomb her, but you see there's an ulterior motive there. It's not a pure motive. So one would say that that's like a narcissistic. It's a narcissist. It's what a narcissist would do. And be unhappy with the results when you did it for ulterior motives. You see, this is what I mean about how you're showing up. This is not how an Emperor shows up. Keep that in mind, okay? And what would you think if somebody did that to you? Would you respect them? Would they deserve your devotion? And most of all, respect. Because this Queen of Swords is about truth. Swords is always about the truth and information. See? Okay. That pretty much speaks it for itself, right? Okay, Ace of Pentacles now, reverse. This is blocking your money, because I think that the universe says, I have this incredible road for you to go on, this incredible journey for you, and this promise of abundance, but I'm just going to dangle it upside down, make it unobtainable until you fix this. That's what it's about. You just have to learn the lesson. What are you going to lose if you change the behavior? Is it worth what you gain? And have you been happy? It's a question. Okay, so now we have the Fool. I don't want to be a fool. I don't want to be the fool. But if you're doing this, who's the fool? Who's the fool that doesn't learn the lessons? You know? Well, when it's this way, that means I learned my lesson. I can move forward. Those are in the past. I don't have to worry about doing the same thing or getting the same people or being in the same energy, da 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 da, or losing anything anymore. You want this upright. You want to be the full. When you don't want to be the full, you're trying to control too much. So let's go back to the Emperor for a minute. The Emperor is about order, not control. Okay? He likes things in order. That's because he sets them up that way. He looks ahead because he knows if I do A, then that's going to lead to C, B, C, whatever. If I do 1, that's going to lead to 5. Okay? He knows what things produce because he's a visionary. He sees things. I mean, well, he can see how things are made and how they're created. And Taurus, if you're in this energy of this Magician reversed, it's, I'll just do what I have to right now. It's that in the moment, not caring about anybody because you're suffering for that moment. And then you get to a place where, why doesn't anybody care about me? Because you don't care about yourself enough to do the work. Okay? And, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the way it is. You guys have been stuck a long time. I'd like to see you win. I really would. You deserve to win. But this is something that you have control over. Right now it's saying you're no longer blocked. No more excuses. Well, they're saying they're not holding you back. Okay. All you got to do is the work now. That's it. And I know you probably feel the shift. This is so... all of this information you may already know anyway. And I know it's not easy. The truth isn't easy, especially when we try to hide it from ourselves. So we can keep doing things the way we're doing because we don't want to change. We all go through that. I got taken out big time like 10 years ago. So when it's really big in front of me, I go, okay, I give. And I just give. And I give up. I give up. If that means somebody else thinks they won, then that's great. Because in the end, I win. So it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks at some point. Walk away from a job so I could start a business. You know, walk away from a relationship that wasn't working so I can be happy and independent. Who wins, right? Sometimes it's more than just the stubbornness, right? Anyway, nine Swords reverse says, getting out of the energy of not being able to sleep and thinking all night about what everybody's done, about all the actions, about all the regrets, all the swords reversed. You can release this now. You just have to do the work. You got to conquer that fear. How could anything be worse than what you've been going through? I know you don't want to hear that you had a big part in this. I know it takes two to tango. I know. But still, our choices get us there, okay? Our choices get us there. It's one of the hardest things to look at in ourselves. And when we are feeling like the victim, is to say, my choice was part of this. Because if I hadn't dated that person or I hadn't moved in with them, I wouldn't be here. That's it. Or if I hadn't overlooked that and hoped that that wasn't what it was, then I wouldn't be here. But see, the ones that hurt the most are the best lessons, aren't they? Wheel of Fortune, that's a change in fate. Now, let's talk about that. Let's talk about some positive stuff. Page of Wands reversed. This one always gets me because it looks like there's two wands, right? Page of Wands reversed says, man, it's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's like not having the ambition, a page, to even communicate what I can do. How am I going to... Okay, so we have this person that, you have regret about or whatever, that's you're scared to death of or having a lot of anxiety about. Those are just words, don't let them affect you. It's just because my energy is high, and it's been like that lately, so I hope you can bear with me. I'm not perfect either. Okay, so that you have anxiety about, okay? But first, this has to be, okay, it doesn't have to be anything, but if this is somebody that knows the truth and you respect this person, you got to do this work and stabilize yourself and your emotions, okay? Stabilize who you are. Know that nothing can rock me. And sometimes these lessons are about just being challenged so much that you get to the point where, no, I'm not going to be challenged anymore. I know who I am. You're not going to step on me. I'm not going to put myself in a place where I have to depend on somebody to help me pay my rent or da 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 da. You see what I mean? That way you're impenetrable. Anybody you meet, it's like, it's great or it's not. We don't give our power away there. So that's how you start. Just start thinking about what you need to be impenetrable. And I'm not talking about a wall so big that it keeps everybody out. No, I'm talking about part of your fortune. Fortune. Okay? Is it about getting all this stuff so you can show everybody? Because then you don't have any self-respect. If you got to show somebody that you're whatever, then you don't know who you are, you know? So it's more about how can I stabilize my life, because that's what Taurus is about. Stabilize, have a good job, have a good business, have whatever, so I don't feel like I'm lacking. What do I need to do to get past my idea of lack? Okay? That's the first place. So, alright, so let's do the next card here. Okay, Five of Cups. Okay, so this is regret about the past. Regret and disappointment about the past. It could be your actions, it could be other people's. Okay? There's the Three Cups on the ground, right? There's somebody yelling in his ear. This is probably yourself going, see, you really messed up. We all get that. Okay, give it. I do like a 5-minute rule max of listening to that rhetoric and start remembering. Okay, you've had enough, and eventually you can shut it out and just go, I'm making the changes. Nothing I can do about the past, right? You can make the changes. And if you actually redirect this, but stay in tune with your feelings, you'll realize when you're at a crossroads the next time where it could lead to this. And you'll make a different choice. If you want. If you don't, then you made a conscious choice. But a lot of these choices in your past have been unconscious because it's just the same programming you've been running over and over again. A lot of us are waking up to this. Now, the other thing about this card is we have these 2 cups left. And yeah, that's less than what you thought you had to begin with. But you still can rebuild with that. You have love from the divine, and you have love for yourself. Okay? And then you can move forward and offer your cup to someone else. No matter what happens, you were loved. You were loved. So that's what's important about connecting with your spiritual side, because you will feel it. But you can't feel it if you're disconnected from everything and count on someone else to make you feel better about yourself when we're unable to do that for ourselves. Okay, so now we have the Page of Swords. So okay. So the Page of Swords reverse is lies. I don't know if this is, because Swords is about information, it's about communication, and Pages are about communication, and it's about, and this particular card is about, upright, is about researching, okay? But reverse, it's about not wanting to do the research to see where the lies and the truth lies. Okay, so it's time you started doing some research on your own. Find out what you think is lies, or is it really a lie? What you think is the truth, is that really the truth? I think you've realized some of that. But it's like it's something in particular that you're wondering about. Do the research yourself. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Otherwise, it's just too much information when you're just at this level. All right, so lovers. Let's talk about the lovers. It's decision and love. 3 of Pentacles is about wanting to work with somebody, wanting to build something. There's 3 people here. Hopefully it's just a child. Maybe there's a child involved somewhere. Maybe it's me, her in the relationship, or him, me in the relationship. But it's a card of apprenticeship, learning how to live again with other people. And maybe that's, being independent, but still. Look, if you're independent, you don't have all this agenda stuff in the background. All you have is either I love you or I don't. And then it doesn't, all that stuff in the background that we make excuses for doesn't matter, because you can say, when you do that, it really hurts my feelings, and I love you so much, I want to have fun. That's it. It doesn't have to be all the stuff that you're carrying in the background that they didn't do because we give our power away. So, Two of Wands is about a choice. It's a fork in the road, a choice. Choice. Are you going to work with your lovers? Are you going to work with people you love? I know that the intent is here, but it's about being devoted, making a commitment. No matter what, you don't step out. No matter what, you don't go on a dating site when you're with somebody. No matter what, you finish a relationship before you start a new one. That's integrity. Okay, path. Do one more card there. Man, 40 minutes? Holy, I gotta get out of here. You guys needed this, so. Okay, here you go. What are you going to take? You're going to take the path of integrity, or you're going to take the path of partying too much, overindulgence, and third parties. There it is. I couldn't have said it better. Sorry about that. Dumb thing that comes through on my computer. Oh, okay, so I'll give you one card, a little bit more guidance. Taurus, you guys are like come so far. I'm so proud of you. It's amazing. You know you need to release this. You've known it the whole time. That's why you've been so stubborn. It's your excuse. Okay? So, you want somebody to use an excuse like that on you? Okay? Love with an open heart. Are you ready? You ready for your rewards, Taurus? You deserve it. Do the work. It's right here. Right there. Love you guys. Have a good week. Bye-bye.